Okay, thank you so much. You've given us things to think about. Thank you.
Very good. That's what it's all about. Thank you so much for that call this morning. And it looks like we've got Joe, and not just any Joe, right? Joe, good morning.
Oh, good morning. How are you?
Life is good. How about you?
Oh, very good. Sun shining. I was just wondering, as a healthcare question, why don't hospital groups allow people to pay premiums directly to them? And it's, say like I'm over here in West County area or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So that if I have a problem, then that hospital and doctors group that I'm paying premiums to, then I just walk into that hospital and, hey, they got all the equipment there and take care of me.
Well, the reason is that unfortunately the ultimate consumer is not you; it's the insurance company, right?
Right. Also,
that's where the contracts are made.
Right.
From.
Also, although hospitals are providing the services, the insurance companies are truly the ones that are insuring you. So they negotiate with the hospitals to come up with rates for various services on the variety of plans that are available in Missouri and Illinois. And then you pay your premium to them, and what that agreement does is say, okay, when you do use the services of this hospital, we're going to provide some benefits to you, and also, most importantly, provide that financial cap on your expenses with a maximum amount of pocket.
Because of the held harmless provisions that are in there. Joe, are you over the age of 65?
No. Well, I was just wondering, like I said, in that aspect, you're just kind of turning things around. It's like, with the different local hospitals and people paying premiums directly to them, then the hospitals could contract with the insurance companies to cover their losses.
That would be a new way to create insurance, but I think, hospitals' goals are to, treat patients, but also come up with new ways to fight diseases and things like that. They're really not in they're not in the insurance business, and they probably wouldn't want to take on any additional financial liability, which is really something that happened with the Affordable Care Act, is that many hospitals have become bill collectors because, as many know that are on individual health insurance through the Affordable Care Act, there are very high deductibles, and deductible means that's your liability. But if you go into the hospital, you give them your card, you come out, and they're sending you bills you're not paying, that's money that the hospital is waiting to receive as their payment of service. So.
And we do appreciate your call on that, Joe, your opinion. I was going to say that, everybody's thinking about healthcare costs, which is naturally why we do have a healthcare segment, as well as a health insurance coach here on the air. And this particular segment of our show is sponsored by our very good friends
at Coventry Healthcare of Missouri
and Aetna Company. And again, making that decision at the time you're going to make that transition from your company plan to Medicare, it's a little scary.
Absolutely. It's scary because you really spent your entire working life using group health insurance,
where your employer was choosing your plan.
Exactly.
And the benefits.
Maybe you had a couple of choices. You got to choose between a top-tier plan and a mid-level plan, or a high-deductible policy, or a Cadillac policy. Sometimes people call it that. But really, you didn't have the entire world open to you to make this decision, and most people aren't health insurance agents, so they don't have that breadth of knowledge to say not only what are my options when I reach this point of transition, leaving my employer-based health insurance because of retirement, but also what are the criteria I need to set up to choose what my best option is.
And Medicare itself, the way that it's set up, is really very different than company health insurance.
I like to think of it as you are, with not only just employer-based coverage, but also individual health insurance coverage, you really sit in the middle of what Medicare offers you, because when you reach Medicare eligibility, you have the opportunity to choose premium with very low to no out-of-pocket expense, or no premium with out-of-pocket expense that has a limit. But with group health insurance or individual health insurance, you pay premium and you also pay out-of-pocket. So when you're looking at your new options, they seem very foreign because you're not used to having Medicare as the primary backer of your coverage.
And really, you have two plans. Understanding one plan is not easy. Understanding two is even a little bit more difficult.
Exactly, and all the various options that go into those choices. So, I met with Julie this past week. who was in this very situation. She's retired. She's 70 years old, and she is about to retire July 21st from the OR floor of Big Barns at BJC.
There you go.
And she is actually the 11th person that I've seen from this very floor. So there seems to be, I think it was funny. I met with the first person a few months ago. I guess she was the scout, really, to come in and see me.
Sure.
And she was prepared in advance because she's retiring about the same time Julie is. And she just said they all came in together and they all decided to leave together. It's kind of like they graduated from high